This is Echo Arena Tips and Tricks. In this video we will cover shooting, stacking, passing, goalkeeping and movement. Okay, so for shooting, bar shots are very effective. Here you can see me angling the disc, same orientation as the bottom right and top left bars. This allows for half of the gravel sphere around the disc to be inside of the bar if done correctly. Although these bar shots make it harder for the keeper to save, you will need to change the position along the bar and what bar you aim for. Try to only take shots you're confident in and have a high success rate of hitting. There are lots of cool shots around the arena, but just because they look nice to hit doesn't mean they're your best option. A good example of this is the cloud shot from the floor. Even if you're a very good shooter, in a pressure situation you're not going to have a very high success rate of hitting this shot and should probably be looking for a pass or a phantom pass instead. As a goalie, baiting shots is a very good way to get an easy turnover. As a player, you should count the opponent's players while playing to make sure you don't get caught out by one of these types of baits. If you're a goalie, you can also bait by pre-crouching like Mazza did here. This is where you're crouched before you push off the floor, then you stand up to give you that extra meter or two. At first, you will have to think about this, but after a while, it will become second nature. As a goalie, you want to experiment with loads of different styles and see what works for you. The best way of finding new goalie styles is by watching any high-level VRML game from both regions, NA and EU. Some recommendations are Torin, Archie, Mazza, Kung, Scubs. As a goalie, it's important to jump zero angles at correct timing. When you jump, it's also important that you use one hand to cover the backboard, as this is where most players will default after seeing that you jumped. You also need to be prepared to duck at any moment, as this is a very natural reaction for a player getting jumped. Lastly, before you jump, make sure there's no cut passes, as it's an easy way out for your opponent. When it comes down to movement around the arena, it is very important to keep your opponent confused as to where you are going and what's coming next. A good way to do this is by using pitch and roll to invert on attacks, as it gives you an advantage over non-inverted defenders. From these types of positions you will have loads of options to explore. Some players I recommend mimicking in this area are Beaver, Goalty and Game. Here you can see it would have been really hard for a non-inverted goalie to have jumped out at me, as I could have just ducked over him. This puts you in a really good situation for slam dunks and close range shots. When juking and moving around players, lots of small fast movements and baits are often effective for buying teammates more time to get into favourable positions. You can also use pitch and roll to make it so these fast and small movements on the walls and geos are on your preferred hand. When moving along walls or floating up the field with the disc, it is very important to look behind you and around for players and stacks so you can get insane clips like this.
As it is going to go downfield on the double ender, no way! And what
When passing, try to pass in a favourable area for your teammate. If they have space in front of them, then pass the disc slightly in front of them so they can move in quicker.
all the way up to Beaver. Another attacking opportunity coming through here. It's Winter now. Winter moving into the bubble. Winter enter. Duck. Oh, Winter. You are a madman. Duck and the enter both into the slam dunk for the extra 2 points. That is now an 8 point.
You can also use phantom passes, which is where a player will call a specific part of the arena and plays a pass into that area for the stack to boost onto. Here you can see Beaver called Low Trench and me and Archie boosting onto the pass. Here you can see two ghost passes back to back where the spare player uses his momentum to get into the bubble really quickly.
Giving it into the hands of Beaver as Beaver now sends this one through. Slow pass to Mazza as it goes all the way back to Winter. Winter now going to send it all the way over to Archie. Archie now sending the shot. Lil Rad takes it, saves it, but Mazza stuns him. That is unfortunate. Incredible save by Lil Rad there, but Mazzolini.
It's important to stay stacked with your stack partner, so don't be afraid to stop pulling and hold to ensure the stack's safety. You can also lean off to the side to prevent leeches. You can also use head bounces off Geo to change your momentum very quickly. When dribbling, it is important you either beat the disc to the bounce or read the bounce. If you're doing multiple dribbles, zigzagging around the arena makes it hard for the opponent to keep up. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions or ideas for future videos, leave a comment or join our Discord in the description.